Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash. This is Matazah coming at you another lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who are doing this work with 100% truth and accuracy. Peace and blessings to the whole elect out there who are doing this work with 100% truth and accuracy. To you all, I'd like to say Shalom. Luke 9:60, and it reads, Yahushai said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of Yahweh. And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plough and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. This lesson is about to go on to these wicked jakes who were in the truth, or have this truth and not doing the work or walking away from the work. Like, for instance, those old heads in the One West, they were in it, they learned it, but they walked away from it. And now these people are all trying to return, seeing that the last days are nigh and right in their face, and they seeing the prophecies kick off. Now these men want to try to come back and do the work and try to pick up the treasure that has already been picked up by another brother long down the road. And these Jake, they hid they wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in a napkin, in a bottle, in a pot. They put it in a tall bottle and they threw it in the river, and the river flowed all the way down, and another brother picked it up already. So it's no coming back. The Lord's going to deal with you. He's going to chop you down. He's going to make you firewood. He's going to make you charcoal, or maybe worse. Who knows? But you can't put down the plow. You can't stop doing the work and think you can just come back and do whatever. That's not how it works. You either in or you out. And you chose to be out, so good riddance. But yeah, this One West older Jake recently trying to come back in the truth, talking vocab Malone, popping back up at the scene. These Jake, they have no idea. The Lord's an austere man. He's gonna do what he do accordingly to this word. He promised it, so he's gonna make it happen. But I'm coming back to the scripture because it's gonna link up with something else I'm gonna put down. But before I begin, I like to say fair use any and all content that I do in this video is for educational purposes only. It's not for monetary purposes. It's for educational purposes only. Thank you. Now, the Jake on the left is obviously the one that I was talking about, that was in One West back then, that's trying to return and get back in this truth. And obviously the one on the right is Vocab, and this is Vocab's channel apparently. But yeah, let's watch it a little bit. We're not going to watch it for too long though.
Why is Christ talking about people stealing his word? Obviously, there's people on this earth that have stolen his word. How do we steal his word? I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how.
As you can see, that's the name of this dude, this old head. That's his name. But yeah.
How do we steal his word? Because that's why you standing here with a sign that came from our church, but at the same time, you ain't never been a part of the church.
We standing here.
You ain't never been a part of Israel.
We standing from.
There's only one Apostle Paul that was once Israelite to the T, that became an apostle, that was able to correct many Israelites. Meaning, if you're not an Israelite, here's going to be my new question. When were Gentiles straightening out wayward Israelites in the Bible? Could you give me one example?
Right here.
Who?
Titus.
Give me Titus's nationality.
All right.
Not in the Bible, not in the concordance.
Yeah, okay.
Give me the nationality of Titus.
I will.
Okay.
We're going to go to Galatians. All right. Titus 2:3. Not even Titus, who was with me, though he was a Greek,
okay,
was compelled to be circumcised.
Stop now. So, once again, You're going is there's a basketball player on the Milwaukee Bucks called Antetokounmpo. He's called the Greek Freak, correct?
Correct.
Is he white or black?
Brown skin, man of African descent.
Okay. So, and then you have the majority.
See how cheeky vocab is? Like, just answer the question. Why you gotta add extra stuff to it? Just say yes or no. Yay or nay. Yay or nay. Wicked.
Of the country Greek who are of Caucasian descent, right?
Well, I don't agree with the designation Caucasian, but
Well,
I understand what
they're
I
white.
understand what you're saying.
They're European.
They're
They're white.
swarthy.
Okay, whatever.
Southern
I don't
Europeans.
want to hedge. They're
just-
white.
This is why GMS don't want to deal with this dude. He want to argue. He want to bicker and shit. Like, we don't have time for that. The truth is already out. It's been put out for so long, you know. We don't need to argue with another man about something that's been done and taught over and over and over again. We don't need this man around us, and we're not gonna have him around us.
And
They're white. I mean, we can pull up pictures of Greeks to this day. So the point is that you've got two type of people, even as we speak, that are called Greek, but one of them are pale and one of them are brown. So hold on. That is why when you want to be litigious or accurate about a man's racial identity, you wouldn't go to the word Greek. You would go to somebody in Genesis 10, which is the lineage of the planet Earth, like it says in the Bible. So now that you brought up Greek, who are Greeks in Genesis 10?
well, imagine we're going to have a discussion going back to Javan, which is interesting, and that's brought up in Joel. But the reason why this is important, I don't want to run from this.
I'm not running from it. I'm asking,
I'm not saying you are.
since you chose to go after that thing,
Well, I was just responding. You said, when were Gentiles given authority to correct an Israelite? I pointed the book of Titus. You said, how do you
And
know?
Titus not-
and I turned to Titus. And
but
right
the word
after,
Greek,
I know, but,
the word Greek
but there's
does not say non-Israelite.
my
It
case,
just says Greek.
My case is based upon two things.
Go ahead.
Number one.
If y'all want to continue watching this debate, go ahead. It's up to you. But this subject just returning old head, trying to teach again when he already walked away from the truth, and that's unacceptable. Oops. Luke 19, if I can get this to work correctly. Luke 19:11. No, I'm starting at 12. And it reads, he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants, which is talking about the prophets, and delivered them 10 pounds, which is talking about this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this truth, and said unto them, occupy till I come. He wanted them to keep working until he returned. Verse 14. But his citizens hated him. And those citizens, those damn 2/3, you know. These wicked Jake and Eve running around. The the accusers of the brethren. The ones that had an involvement in Yahweh's death. For he rose again and went away. When he was here at that time, trying to help these people, trying to put the truth out there, trying to deliver us. But these people, his own brethren, own people set him up. And fuck these people. But continuing on. Continue on what I left off at. I'm going to start back over on 13. He said, and he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man reign over us. And these 2/3, they don't like Yahweh. They hated Yahweh. They hate Yahweh. They hate everything that deals with the Lord. So Good riddance to these 2/3 when judgment comes to them. Continuing on. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants, which is talking about the prophets, to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. You know, the man went out and they was speaking the truth, teaching. You know, that's what I mean by by trading. Then came the first, saying, yeah, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been fruitful in a very little, thou authority over 10 cities. You know, he basically rewarded that prophet for doing the work. You know, he rewarded him greatly. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. And I'm going to go to John 15. I'll go to 5. Because it's, you know, when we do this work, we got to bear fruit. We got to, you know, go out in the highways and byways and do videos like what I'm doing right now. You know, you got to do everything you can to keep up with this work, studying, you know, learning more. Go out in the highways and byways and do videos and teach lessons and stuff. There are some things I still need to work on myself, but you know, as you can see, I'm trying to do it. You know, because when we take your hand off the plow, destruction follows. You know, the Lord, he's looking for a trustworthy man to handle this currency, this money he's giving out. You know, he don't want to get this money to no thief, and they can just hide it and put it in their pocket and walk away. John 15:5. I am the vine, which is Yahweh Shai. Ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. Without Yahweh Shai, we can't do anything, you know. He has to give us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And man gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. And that withered branch is this old head, this old One West dude that's in this video. He's part of the branch, but he withered away. That branch he was chipped off the tree, and it broke down and it withered, and now it's just firewood. That's what this talking about. These men that walk away from this truth, they ain't nothing but charcoal and firewood now. Going back to Luke 19. Where was I? Let's see. Verse 15. Luke 19:15. And it came to pass that when he returned, having received the kingdom. Oh, you know what? No, I did that already. Hold on. Let me. Oh, no. Luke 19:20. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, he is thy pound. Here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou laidest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And it's that slothful servant that was given the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but didn't do the work. You know, he was taught it, but he didn't do anything with it. So he stored it away. He just walked away. You know, And that's the same with this old head in the video. Continuing on verse 22. And he saith unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. And if you look up the austere man, austere, it means strict. But I'm gonna show you guys, and you know.
Strong's G 840. Austeros.
And in the blue letter, it say, or if you look it up in Google, it says strict. But in the blue letter, of mind and manners, harsh, rough, rigid, severe, austere. You know, a very serious person, like strict, serious, harsh if you don't get it correctly. He gets you together. It gets you together. If I can go back. Alright, there we go. Verse 21. Oh, no, not 21. Verse 23. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own with usury? And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to him that have 10 pounds. So Yahweh Shai took this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from that man and added on to another man. So this man, he out the truth, you know. He's doomed. He's back in the world. He's just another 2/3 walking about. But yeah, the Lord would take your candle, put it out, and give it to another brother. He'd take that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from you and give it and add it on to another, and you will just be another 2/3. But yeah, that's this old head in this video. The Lord's not dealing with him, so he better pray and hope that the Lord will have mercy on him and allow him to continue in truth. But you know how that goes. But with that, I'm gonna cut it off right here. Call Halayim Lil Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. You brothers and you sisters out there, stay in the truth. Don't walk away. We at the very finish line. Like, the Lord is not playing with these Jakes and these Eve. He's going to start he's going to be a terror very soon, and he's going to do a mass wipeout. So stay diligent, do what you need to do, and with that, Shalom.